Some northern media influencers, including Arewa Twitter, have taken to social media to vehemently oppose the bill proposing regional government in Nigeria. Correspondent had earlier reported that part of the draft bill circulating on social media, seen by our correspondent, is titled "A Bill for an Act to Substitute the Annexure to Decree 24 of 1999 with a new governance model for the Federal Republic of Nigeria." A bill proposing a return to regional government in Nigeria is before the National Assembly and is expected to be passed into law before October 1st, 2024. What is your immediate reaction to this, Barrister Hayaking?
Well, you see, in Nigeria, we have agents of destruction, and we have agents of that are usually against progress. We have people like that. Their stock in trade is to make sure nothing works. Before independent and immediately after independent, until people like Agri came to destroy what we had as a regional government. We had regional government which enabled us to develop at our pace, which enabled us to do things on our own, which enabled us to be actually true, to have actually true federalism. Because before 1966, that Abironsi came and with his obnoxious, I think it was Decree 4 or Decree 2, I've forgotten the name of the decree, where he now centralized everything, because it was Abironsi that destroyed that structure. It was Abironsi that destroyed it. And when Gowon took over 6 months later, Gowon discovered that he favors them, he favors the North, and they maintained it till today. For me, I don't see anything wrong with it. But again, you know that in Nigeria, politicians do, everything they do is politics. And I have always said, Nigeria... When Nigerians talk about politics, they are talking about lies. And Nigerian politicians, they don't do what is legal, they don't do what is right, they don't do what is moral, they don't do what is constitutional. They do only what is political. And usually, what is political is usually lies, is usually anti-constitution, is usually against the morals, usually not right. That is actually what they do. But if this amendment sincerely is to really move Nigeria forward, I don't see anything wrong with it. But if it is politically motivated, that is my problem. Then if the Arewa Consultative, whatever they call themselves, they are doing this just because of selfishness, then the National Assembly should go on and make sure they do it. But if you look at it regionally, regional government gave us development. Regional government helped Nigeria to develop. Most of the things we had, most of the developments we had was as a result of regional government. Regional government is semi-autonomy. That's the meaning. Semi-autonomy. Every region will go back and begin to look for what they can bring to the table, what they can do in their respective states to develop, what they can, their natural resources, because oil has made everybody useless, made us poorer, made us no more hard work. We just sit down, every governor sits down in his state, every month he goes and collects allocation. For me, where is that done? That is part of the problem of Nigeria. Every governor sits down in their respective state every month. Even those that have the oil, they don't, and have the oil and have other sources of revenue, they don't even look at it anymore. Who looks at agriculture? Nobody looks at agriculture. Nobody looks at solid mineral. Nobody looks at other things. Nobody looks at any other thing. Oh, at the end of the month, go to federal government gives you 3 billion, 300 billion, whatever. You now come and share, and that's what we are doing. He made us lazy. But if we go to regional government where every region, go back and look for what you have, develop it, bring it up, you see that we'll be richer. Nigeria will be better for it. So, and I will not be surprised if those that I said, if they are doing it sincerely, is a good one. Taken from the examples I have just cited, when we had regional government, we developed more. We are better off. That's what I'm saying. But if it is politically motivated, like I told you, that Nigerian politicians don't do what is right, what is legal, what is constitutional, what is moral, they only do what is political, which is lies, against moral, against constitution, and all that.
Now, if all things being equal, it will be a good one. Okay. If you remember, the North developed with granite, the West developed with cocoa, and the East with coal when they had coal. Coal is still relevant today. You can still use coal, but today the coal is abandoned at Enugu. Agriculture is abandoned. Cocoa is abandoned. Granite is abandoned. Those things can be. Does it mean nobody eats cocoa anymore? I drank coffee this morning. And coffee is produced from cocoa. I ate granite yesterday, and granite is still relevant. So, is it that granite is no longer relevant? Is it that cocoa is no longer relevant? Is it that coal is no longer relevant? Is it that iron ore we have at the Benue Axis, is it that it's no longer relevant? But we abandoned all of them, and everybody is looking at oil. Everybody is looking at oil. Let me tell you, oil is becoming irrelevant. If you go to Europe, you all of you know what I'm talking about. You go to Europe, all of you go to Europe. If 10 cars pass, 5 is electric. No. In fact, presently all their trains are electric. All their monorails or tram, some of them call them train or tram. They are electric. Both their fast train, their local train, buses, they are big long buses. They are all electric. Right. The only people that are still, the only cars that are still using petrol are the small cars. But if 5 Mercedes or 5 Toyota passes you, 5 is electric. You know. So oil will soon become irrelevant, but not completely irrelevant because there are other byproducts from oil. But even Nigeria, we don't make use of these byproducts. We just go take petroleum, even diesel, even kerosene. We don't take. We don't take only petrol, and we throw these other ones away. Not even in Nigeria, we take them abroad to refine, and these other countries will take all the byproducts and give you only petrol. For me, it's a lazy man way of doing things. Right, if we go back to regional, it will make us, it will give us more sense of belonging. If true they are sincere about it.
All right, Barrister, you had concerns around the motive behind the statement.
Yeah.
You also had concerns about the stock of politicians we have right now. You know, now the question would be, when you talked about the politicians then that we had under regional government in Nigeria, would you say is the same stock of politicians now? That's the question. You know why I ask you? Because if they are not the same stock of politicians and we move to regional government, do you think it will be a solution? Because it's still the same, it's going to be the same people who will evolve and still move into transition into regional government. If you recall, a lot of states have been underdeveloped, even though the states themselves do enjoy internally generated revenue as well as allocation.
The only internally generated revenue that they are interested in is a tasking of the people. They don't do anything. Now, they don't do any business. They don't do any venture that generates money. Just tax, this, tax. That's what they do. Now, collecting money from stores building and all that. They don't do anything.
Building on what you just said now, the taxing and all that is by the politicians in government.
Yeah.
Now the question is, if Nigeria transitions to regional government and is still the same politicians, how is it going to change anything?
I think the first thing to do is to change orientation. You know, let me answer
of the citizens or of the politicians.
Everybody. Let me say this: the crop of politicians we had those days are better than what we have today. What we have today are never do wells, nincompoops, people failures. That's what we have today. That's the truth about it, from down to up, all of them. Never do well, nincompoops, shenanigans, wayward people that they never achieved anything in their life. They just saw politics as another way of making an income, making a living. That is actually the truth. Let me tell you, go and look at all the crop of politicians we have in 1999. They were doing nothing. All of them. Obasanjo down the line. They failed in their businesses. Obasanjo was in prison. Otafam had failed, and he was just brought from prison. Check all of them. If Obasanjo was doing something like somebody like that took a lot of money from Nigeria, like T.Y. Danjuma, had companies, had a Die Consult, had this, had that, had shipping lines, he wouldn't have come back to do politics. But failure, I know one of them that that time, he was telling me, oh, but we could go join this party when they were forming PDP in 1998. I said, oh, but leave these people.
By King, don't we have governors who are already wealthy before taking up?
They are very, like 1% or 2% out of. They are just coming in.
Have they done well?
They are just coming in gradually. But the other ones that we are there, all of them that were there in 1999, they were not doing well. Because people that were doing well refused to go. People like us, I said I won't go, that the military was not leaving. I didn't believe Abdul Salami was going to hand over government. I never believed it. I said, no, I have 1 year. The man handed over less than 1 year. I said, I didn't believe that man. So the people that took the chances, we are wasters, people that didn't have anything to do. So okay, we could just follow. It was like the story in Things Fall Apart. You remember Things Fall Apart when Okonkwo said, I'm sending my son to the white man. The useless boy. That was what he sent to the white man, so that they will flog him. And he told him, he said, look, if they share good thing, bring. But if they share bad one, don't bring back. And the boy went there, and that was the genesis of the book, the Man of the People. The boy went there, followed the white man, went abroad, came back as a hero. So that was what happened in 1999. So most of them were waste people. If I begin to mention names, I will tell you what they were doing. Go and check some of them bank account. They didn't have 100,000. But today they are billionaires, they are governors and vice presidential, whatever. They are doing a lot now. So they grip the system, held the system till today. They are still there. That is the people that are holding Nigeria at the jokola, because they made a lot of money. So by 2003, when people saw that, this thing is true, they don't hand over, make we come in. That was when they now formed the cult group. The cult groups in Nigeria were formed in 2002, towards 2003 election, to stop people from coming in. So it's just now the people we are talking about, they are trying to come in a little. But what I'm trying to say is that the people we had that time were people that came up. Go and look at Awolowo. Awolowo started dreaming to become a politician in 1942, when he wrote a letter. There's a famous letter that is on the internet now. He wrote that letter in 1942. And he told the man he wanted to go to England. He wanted to borrow money, He wanted to go to England and study law and come back. He wanted to be a journalist. He wanted to be a politician. Awolowo was going to say 40-something before he became a politician in 50-something. So these are people that dreamt to become politicians. But these ones are accidental politicians. Come. Now you go for House of Rep this year. Oh, no. Come on, go. I go buy phone for you. You go win. Come. And you win. Now you go for governor. Come. You go. You win. That's what has been happening in Nigeria. We have never had the right people that have ambition, people that have dreams to change things. They say, okay, if I come, I will make power available. If I come, I will make road, at least from here to Abuja. You will drive closing your eyes. Not really closing your eyes, but you can drive abroad. You just put it on cruise. And the car will just be going, just like this. And the car will just be going and take you to wherever you want to go. So that is what is lacking in Nigeria. We lack that crop. Look at Zik. Let me tell you something about Zik. Zik was the person that formed ACB, African Continental Bank. When Zik formed it, when Zik established that bank, it was like a personal business. When he discovered that they were about to discover, he gave it out to the state. He ran away. He gave it out to the state. But today, politicians will openly, brazenly, boldly steal money, build company, build things. You will be seeing it. You will be seeing it. And nothing, tell you, nothing will happen. And nothing will happen. Nothing happening. Now, if we go to regional, and I'm coming to that. No, it's not. It may not really be the same. It may not really be the same. When we go to regional, for instance, it will make some state governors to begin to go and look inward for resources that they have in their plate, to generate something, to know that. You see, let me tell you, the Bible says.
But you've talked about state governors multi-taxing people.
No, some of them will no longer multi-tax again. Federal government is even doing that right now. That's what federal government is also doing now, taxing people. You wake up one morning, you put tax on this one. You wake up one morning, you put tax on this one. You wake up one morning, and people are suffering and dying. Now, if we go to regional government, you now know that there is no hamper from Abuja to share anymore. For instance, you will go back home and begin to look at what you can do, the resources. For instance, Enugu has coal. Coal may not be relevant again to drive a train, but it is relevant to generate electricity. River State, for instance, we have water. We have arable land where we can plant. River State, even with the devastation we have from oil pollution over the years, we still have this place now, this building. If you break this ground and put yam, it will germinate. Big one. You don't need fertilizer. Are we doing that? We're no longer doing that. Then the north, they will go back and look at granite. Granite you can export. Export and make billions, trillions of naira and dollars. You go back to the west again, they go back to cocoa again. There are a lot of, what is Israel surviving on? Agriculture, vegetables. Go and check Israel. What are they surviving on? What about Brazil? Brazil is a rocky place, but they are surviving. Anybody can survive. I think one of the problems we have is that some states or some part of the country think, oh, if you separate Nigeria, if you go regional government, we will not survive. You will survive. Niger is surviving. Right. Nigerian Republic is surviving. There's nobody that will not survive on earth. There's no place you will. What is Germany doing? Germany, for instance, now. Germany is just technology. Manufacturing watches, manufacturing everything in Germany is technology, and they are selling it and making a lot of money. Some company will come and say, German, give us engine. German will produce engine for them. Give us the brain box of this. German will produce brain box and give to them. All and right. They are making money, and they are living big. Okay. So it is the Bible says that I will make a way where there seems to be no way. It's only when the governors look and see that there is no other way, they will not sit down with the cabinet and say, come. What do we do? What do we do? What do we have in this state? They'll begin to think. Now they don't think. They only go to Abuja to collect money, and they collect this money, they share this money. That is the problem. So I think sincerely, if the regional government helped us in the past, if we go there sincerely, it will also enable every. Are you aware that there is a crude oil in the north? Right. There is oil in the north. Okay. Who says there's no oil? There's crude oil. The best oil, if you are not aware. Let me tell you, there's crude. Let them challenge me and allow me. Let me bring seismic engineers, bring people. Let us go and source for oil. There is oil in the north. Now, look at it. There is oil in southern Nigeria. Now, the whole place where you have the best oil is in the Gulf. Saudi Arabia. And those places are what? Desert land. And you think our northern desert land will not have oil? Who told you that they don't have oil? All right. Who told you they don't have? Everybody is lazy. Let me tell you. Jonathan, you remember, sent people there to go and prospect for oil. They kidnapped them. That stopped that project. If you remember, Jonathan sent people to go to the north to prospect for oil. They kidnapped those people and stopped it today. So there is oil in the north. All right.
All right, Barrister. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll look at minimum wage. Nigeria Labour Congress says that strike continues till the review is done. Do not go away.